Rock Transformations Unit, Lesson 4.1, Examining Evidence from Venus. Activity 3, Evaluating Rock Observations. Here's what your student screen looks like for this part of the lesson. You will each receive a set of Venus evidence cards. You'll evaluate these cards to determine which ones will be most useful during the science seminar. Remember, detailed observations are very important in science. You'll use our Evidence Criterion to help you evaluate the cards. We've attempted to make detailed observations in class. We know that if we are reading observations made by someone else, observations that are more detailed provide stronger evidence than observations that are not detailed. Each card has an image on the left, and some observations on the right. The observations were made by student geologists. The images on these cards were collected from a Venus lander mission. The images were then distributed to student geologists who are asked to analyze them and make observations. Each image appears on two cards. For example, card A and card B both show the same image, but the matching cards have different observations from two different students. Out of each card pair, you'll decide which card provides more detailed observations and stronger evidence. You'll choose those cards to use in our seminar. In this activity, be sure to focus on the observations written on the cards rather than your own observations. In later lessons, you'll be making your own observations and annotations to add to what is already on the card. You will be keeping the cards that contain detailed observations and provide stronger evidence, and discarding the ones that are less detailed. You'll use the evidence gradient as you evaluate the evidence. Remember, the most detailed observations go on top, and those that are less detailed go toward the bottom. Remember, we used the evidence gradient in an earlier lesson to evaluate a different set of evidence cards. The cards you'll sort have black and white images on them, but here are color versions of the images that appear on cards A and D. As you work, you can also refer to the color photos on your screens to observe the images in more detail. You and your partner will each have your own set of cards, but you should put one set aside for now. You'll work together to discuss, annotate, and sort one set of the cards. At the end of the activity, you can discard the weaker evidence cards from the second set as well. Students discuss and evaluate the evidence cards using the Evidence Criterion. Where did you decide to place each card on the evidence gradient? The detailed cards provide stronger evidence to answer our question. Discard the less detailed evidence cards from both partners' card sets. End of activity. Be sure to complete all your student work in Amplify for this activity before moving on.